Greetings to the world out there from my front doorstep.
Complete jungle, man.
Beautiful afternoon here in Thailand. Right, let's get straight into drug addiction and stopping drug addiction. Why would you become a drug addict in the first place? Why would you take any drug? Let's look at pain. If you're in pain, you take a painkiller. If you're unhappy, we take an unhappiness killer, something to stop the unhappiness. So where did this pain come from that caused us to be so unhappy, in so much pain on a day-to-day basis, that we seek to dull that pain, to stop that pain by using a stimulant, a drug, alcohol, heroin, cocaine, sexual abusive relationships. It can be many, many different things we use which feel better than the reality of unhappiness and pain, even though they're painful themselves. So, for myself, you see, and I think for most people, childhood trauma is usually a gateway to addiction. But a lot of the times as a child, the trauma that you endure, you don't really fully understand or recognise because you're a child. And if it's reasonably severe, your ego can kind of censor your trauma to protect you. But as you get older, that censorship starts to come away, and your trauma, it's still there, and it becomes more ever-present, starts to dominate your life and cause pain and unhappiness, which you seek a way out of by taking stimulants to change your reality, and you become an addict. So, if we can locate the root cause, we've got a headache, we take a painkiller, it stops us feeling the pain, but it doesn't stop what was causing the headache. And what we need to do is we need to find what was causing the headache in the first place. So we need to find what our trauma was. Let's call it a hot stone. What was your childhood trauma? Or it might be adult trauma, but it's usually as a child, because as an adult you can handle these traumatic things much, much better than you can as a child. So there's various ways, of digging deep within yourself to find, your problem, as it were, your hot stone. Meditation, yoga, martial arts, physical exercise and nutrition is an excellent tool, albeit usually quite a lengthy process. Hypnotic regression and stuff like that has helped people achieve this goal, of looking deep within themselves, back into their lives, and finding, the hot stone, what's causing their pain and unhappiness. Now there's many psychedelics that are coming, to the forefront of drug rehabilitation. Ayahuasca, mushrooms, and the iboga over there in Africa, DMT, all excellent tools, and a kind of fast track to viewing deep within oneself and finding out who you are and what your problems are. This is not, it's not a quick and easy process like you might delete an unwanted app or virus that's on your computer. But essentially we're doing a similar thing. This traumatic experience that has been bubbling away in the background and causing, unhappiness, pain and unhappiness that has led to addiction is very similar to a virus on your computer, which prevents your computer from working as well. Interestingly enough, we very often, defragmentize our disk and reboot the computer, virus check, delete unwanted apps, clean it up. But we fail to do so with ourselves. So of course, just like your computer, if you let all these pop-ups and ads and viruses and stuff build up, your computer won't work properly. And exactly the same with our human bodies and brains. We need to reboot ourselves now and again. But that's like a maintenance topic, which we'll get into at another stage. Um, Me myself, my hot stone, self-worth, self-love. I was adopted by I was put up for adoption by my original parents. So for me, they didn't want me for whatever reasons. There's a million and one different reasons, which we'll get into as well. Then I was adopted by some other parents who, at the age of 16, they said that they didn't want me, which as a child I didn't understand. Now having children of my own, Leo, motherfucking Leo, I understand that there comes a point, even with your own kids, that you have to listen. Off skis, bro. You're gonna have to get off. So as a child, I felt thoroughly unwanted, unneeded, and unloved. And combine that with the racial situation in the 60s and 70s, I really, really didn't think a lot of myself. Which in some ways, you see, allowed me to excel at crime, because when you don't give a fuck about yourself, prison and pain and all that kind of stuff, it's not as painful as the life you're living. It's not as painful as the pain that you're in anyway. So that led, hand in hand, really. The pain and unhappiness I was feeling, on a family and personal kind of level, allowed me to be a lone wolf in the criminal arena, to the max, which did lead to the max. Britain's equivalent to supermax prisons, category A dispersal system. And I blamed everyone for all my problems. But my obviously my blood parents, of course they loved me, and of course they wanted me. But under the racial tensions in those days, I was it was a choice that they made, a difficult choice, of course, to put me up for adoption. And exactly the same, the family that adopted me, of course they loved me, and of course they wanted me. But I was, I wouldn't want a kid like I was. I wouldn't. So yeah, they were, I got a lot of hot stones. A lot of things that I had to discover that were hurting me, causing pain and unhappiness. And if I can help anybody else, find their hot stone, find out the root cause of their pain and unhappiness. It doesn't have to mean you become a drug addict. There's loads of people out there, on antidepressants and stuff, or just feeling slightly down, don't quite know what's wrong with them, but they know they're not really firing on all cylinders like they should and could be. Like I say, just like your computer, we have shit comes into our lives. Add-ons, pop-ups, viruses. Your life is just exactly the same. As an adult, your virus protection is far superior to that of a child. So things that happen to you as a child, get put away in your hard drive, as you were, on your operating system, and that's where they stay. And they bubble away there and fester and cause all kinds of problems, with your immune system, your ways of thinking, your intuition, your confidence. So many problems they cause, which eventually leads to pain and unhappiness. And if that's on a continual basis, of course you're going to seek to change your reality. Nobody wants to feel bad, down, in pain, unhappy every day. It's not just a weekend high or something. You're looking to change your reality for 24 hours every day, because you don't like that reality. Just like you look to take a painkiller when you got a headache, because you don't like the pain. But the key to all of this is the root cause. Finding out what's causing your pain. Childhood trauma. So if anyone out there, has got any views on this, any thoughts, if you're going through drug addiction or depression, anxiety, stress yourself now and wonder why. Leave some comments, ask some questions. I'll answer them as well as I can, and help in any way possible, because anything is possible with yourself once you find and know and love yourself. Subscribe, like, comment, please. Thank you.